Welcome everyone. I'm Matt Majinski. We're kicking off the basketball tournament TBT coverage this week and leading up to the start of the tournament on July 17th. Joining me tonight is DaQuan Brooks, former scoring star at Western Connecticut State, and he's made all sorts of stops professionally, playing overseas and here before in TBT. DaQuan, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
I'll start you with this. I know that you've played before, but, why did you decide to join We Are D3 for this year's TBT?
They reached out to me, I think a year ago. Somebody told me it was a good opportunity to play with them. But I had already committed to Tampa 2020. I think this was two years ago before the bubble one. And this year, I just felt like it was the perfect timing. I talked to them more and seen what they were about and seen that it's all D3 guys. And I just love the movement. And playing D3, I'm sure they got the same drive and passion as I do. So I think it's going to be a perfect fit.
So obviously I mentioned, you've played in the TBT before. Can you just explain what that experience is like?
I played 2 years. My first year, I put my own team in, and we were in Atlanta. We ran into Overseas Elite, and they've almost forfeited. They had 4 guys, and their 5th guy showed up right before the game. We ended up losing to them by like 6. And then 2 years ago, we lost to CP3's team up 16 in like the third quarter, and they come back and hit a game-winning shot. Like TBT, I love it. I look forward to it every year. It's the best tournament, I think, hands down. So it's a good experience.
When you look at all you guys, it's obviously a team made up of D3 players. I guess I'll start with, have you played with any of these guys before, or are you going to be going into practice with some of them not even knowing what they play like?
No, I haven't seen any play. I mean, we're connected now with our group chat, and then I'll follow some of them on the gram and see how they play. But person and face to face, I haven't met any of them yet.
So what's that?
I think I got one kid. I got one kid on my team from WestCon that's recently from WestCon. So, yeah.
So going with these guys that you really don't know, and then having to practice and pretty much almost, I don't want to say force, but really quickly build some chemistry in time for this tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. You got to have guys buy into what's the main goal, which is trying to win the tournament instead of just individual stats or whatever the case however you want to put it. But I think this year, like in the past years, my team's just been put together and we went to TBT like, let's wing it. But this year, I think we got a plan set ahead that we're going to try and make some noise and come together early. And we've already been building chemistry, talking to each other, having Zoom meetings. So I think this year is going to be different.
I know a lot of limelight obviously goes to, most of the teams being made up of former D1 alumni teams. Why do you think maybe that gives you guys an extra boost of confidence or a chip on your shoulder? And how do you think that maybe that might not even matter at all in the basketball tournament?
I think for us, I mean, it obviously puts a chip on our shoulder. Playing Division III, a lot of us, I don't know everybody's story, but a lot of us probably shouldn't even have been there in the first place, depending, anybody's situation. You don't know what goes on. I know I personally wasn't supposed to be there, but I mean, it puts a chip on our shoulder to prove that we can play with guys on a higher level, on the highest stage. So I think it's going to be good. We're going to shock a lot of people.
But I mean, you look at your scoring at Western, and I know that hopefully I have the correct stats here, but I see your senior season, 29 points per game. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I mean, you look at that, and you're just a flat-out scorer. So, did you ever think about playing D1 at all, or were you happy with your decision at WCSU?
My first year coming out high school, I had a few mid-majors. One of my mentors, Malcolm Huckabee, he's an ESPN reporter, commentator. He went to Boston College. He tried to help me get there, but my grades just weren't right in high school. So I had D1 looks. And then my sophomore year, I was looking to transfer to St. John's. And the week I was going for a visit, my coach was supposed to bring me. I think Norm Roberts was the coach. He got fired that same week, so it just didn't pan out. So I just ended up staying and just making the best of my opportunity.
But, now you look at you and you've made all sorts of stops overseas. I believe you had a quick stop in the G League as well. What have been your favorite parts of being able to play professional basketball?
Just being able to play professional basketball and coming from a small school, being a smaller player, it's just fun. It's the process. It's tough. but it's just I'm still trying to get to. My goal is to get to the league. I feel like I could play on that level with a lot of those guys, but it's just about the right opportunity, right time, and it's got to be the perfect situation.
You know, I looked at some of your highlights, and the first player comparison that popped into my mind was Celtics Isaiah Thomas. I'm just like, wow, this guy just reminds me of him. I just wanted to see. I know the easy answer for you because of the score that you are could be DaQuan Brooks is my player comparison, but who's someone that maybe you tried to model your game after?
First, Allen Iverson. That's the first reason I even picked up a basketball. I go AI. I love CP's game. I've loved him since he was on the Hornets. Right now, Dame Lillard and Charlotte Hornets Kemba. I don't like the Boston Kemba.
The Boston Kemba is
he's not I don't even know the word. Like you could tell he's trying to make everybody go instead of himself. Like he's a bucket, so he needs to go do that what he does good.
And I'll get you out of here early. You know, obviously from a D3 perspective, the odds will probably be stacked against you guys, but especially from a story standpoint, I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of supporters throughout this tournament. I just wanted to know, you know, how can you guys get past the first round and maybe ride that, win a game or two, and who knows how long it could go?
It's crazy you said that because I watched the selection show today, and off the jump they got us written off. Like they got ALS going far, and I mean it's a part of us being D3, so it's a time for us to show the nation or whoever's watching the world that just because you play at D3 doesn't mean anything. We lace up and hoop the same way you do, so we got a chance to prove a lot of people wrong and wake up a lot of people.
DaQuan Brooks, Western Connecticut State, and we are D3. Thanks for joining me.
Appreciate you.